The military spaceport of Carses 9 never slept. Engines screamed day and night. Boots echoed across steel floors. Orders were shouted, ignored, repeated. For most people, it was chaos. For Ethan Cole, it was silence. He stood near the observation deck, hands resting on the railing, staring at ships he would never board again. Once, he had been one of them, elite ground forces, 5 deployments, 3 wars that never made the history feeds. Now, at 42, he was officially retired, unofficially forgotten. The doctors called it PTSD. Ethan called it being awake when the world wanted him asleep. Crowds made his chest tighten. Sudden noises sent memories crashing back. Explosions, screams, the weight of armor pressing him into the dirt while the sky burned. So he kept to the edges. Always the edges. That's when he saw her. She stood alone near the military arrival gate, far from the family reunions and contract signings. 2 oversized travel cases sat at her feet. Her skin shimmered faintly silver blue under the harsh lights, marked with soft bioluminescent patterns that dimmed and brightened with her breathing. She was beautiful, but not by their standards. Her shoulders were broad. Her body fuller than the sleek, sculpted forms popular in interspecies contracts. Her posture was rigid, controlled, like someone trying very hard not to fall apart. A human male in civilian command attire stood a few meters away, speaking sharply to a contract officer. "She doesn't match the profile," the man snapped. "Mass index exceeds preference range. Facial symmetry is acceptable, but not ideal. I'm rejecting the contract." The officer didn't argue. He never did. The man walked away without looking back. The alien woman didn't cry. She simply lowered her gaze and placed one glowing hand over the contract bracelet still locked around her wrist. Ethan felt something twist in his chest. He told himself to walk away. He always did. Getting involved meant questions, noise, complications. But his boots didn't move. Instead, he found himself standing a few feet from her. "They leave you like that?" he asked, voice rough from disuse. She startled, eyes lifting, large, dark, intelligent. "Yes," she said softly. "The agreement is void. I am unclaimed." Unclaimed. Ethan swallowed. "Do you have somewhere to go?" She hesitated. "The agency provides temporary holding for rejected assets. After that, reassignment or return, if funds allow." Asset. That word hit harder than any flashback. "My name's Ethan," he said. "I've got a place off base. Quiet. No strings." She studied him carefully, not with fear, but with assessment. Why? He thought of the friends he couldn't save. The missions that ended in silence. The years spent surviving instead of living. "Because no one deserves to be left like that," he said simply. After a long moment, she nodded. "My name is Kylera." They left the spaceport together. Ethan's quarters were small, functional, and untouched by decoration. Kylera noticed everything, the military precision, the emergency kits, the way he flinched when a transport roared overhead. She didn't ask questions. Not at first. Days passed. She helped quietly, organizing, repairing, learning. At night, Ethan woke from dreams soaked in sweat and memory. Sometimes he found her sitting nearby, humming softly in a frequency that steadied his breathing. One evening, everything changed. The knock at the door came sharp and deliberate. Ethan didn't answer. He checked the security feed instead. 3 figures. Armed. Corporate-grade armor. Mercenaries. Kylera stepped behind him. "They are here for me." Ethan turned. "Why?" Her bioluminescent markings dimmed. "Before the Bride program, I worked in bioadaptive warfare research. I helped design human-compatible enhancement strains. The project was classified." "You were a scientist," he said. "I was a liability," she replied. The door exploded inward. Training took over. Ethan moved without thinking. Cover, angles, timing. He wasn't the broken man anymore. He was a soldier again. He got Kylera out through the maintenance corridor as energy rounds scorched the walls behind them. They ran. Through rain. Through alleys. Through memories Ethan thought he'd buried. They reached an old evacuation bunker on the edge of the city, abandoned since the last war. Inside, with the doors sealed and silence pressing in, Ethan finally felt it, the purpose he'd been missing. "I'm not letting them take you," he said. Kylera looked at him, truly looked. "You are afraid," she said gently, "but you stand anyway." "So do you," he replied. In the days that followed, they exposed the truth. Kylera's data, corporate crimes, illegal biotech experiments. The same system that had discarded her had used her brilliance without mercy. When the authorities came, it wasn't to take her away. It was to shut the program down. Weeks later, Ethan stood at the spaceport again. But this time, he wasn't alone. Kylera stood beside him, no bracelet on her wrist, her markings glowing freely. "What will you do now?" she asked. Ethan took a breath. The air didn't hurt anymore. "Live," he said. "If you want to stay. I'd like that." She smiled. "Not perfect. Not manufactured. Real. In my culture," she said, "choosing one another freely is the highest bond." As the ships lifted into the stars, the retired soldier and the alien no one wanted walked forward together. No longer abandoned, no longer broken. Sometimes, the war doesn't end on the battlefield. Sometimes, it ends when you choose to protect someone. And finally, yourself.